April, and I got a couple colonies that look like this. 10 out of 10 frames covered in bees. This is the top box. So instantly when I see even close to this, my concern is swarming. So how do you keep your bees from swarming? Well, first of all, is catching it early as possible. And then what I do is I'll tip the box here, a top box, and I want to see what the bottom looks like. So what I'm looking for, let me get a little smoke here. I want to see the bottom of the top. That's what I'm looking for right there. I have charged queen cups, which would now be queen cells, on the bottom of my top frames there. So this colony is looking to swarm. Okay, so what are we gonna do about it? Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna destroy all of those cells. If you wanted to, you can make a walkaway split. I'm not interested in making a walkaway split. What I need to do is I need to make nukes here in a couple weeks. A couple there. Okay. So this colony clearly needs to be knocked back. And I have a smaller colony over there, use a little boost. So all these bees nice and smoked down. I'm gonna come over to my colony over here that could use a boost. So I got 3 empty frames here. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna find a couple of really big frames full of brood. And I'm gonna swap, I'm gonna shake the bees off, I'm gonna leave the bees in this colony. And I'm gonna force them to draw out some comb for me. And also try to keep them happy for a little while. It's a food frame, I'm gonna leave that one with them. I'm just gonna set it off to the side. I'm just looking for some big brood frames right now. Also, while you're doing this, keep an eye out for additional queen cells. Oh, that one got me. Right in the finger. Got me through my glove. Should probably get some new gloves. These ones got holes in them. Big frame of pollen. Some younger brood there, not really what I'm looking for right now. And that's a pretty good one right there. Quick look for the queen, and I'm not seeing her, but I'm gonna shake all these bees off and I'm gonna leave them here with this hive. I'm just gonna go ahead and shake. If I did it right, we'll see if I knocked any down into my Crocs in a minute. That'll feel nice. All right, we're gonna give that frame to the smaller one. And we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna try to get 3 out of here. It'd be really good for both of these colonies if we could do that. That's another pretty good one there. All right, shake them in. There's still a couple baby bees on there, but they get accepted pretty easy, so. Drop that one in. And let's see what else we got. See if we can pull one more out of here. Ooh. Right on this next frame I see something here. Ideally you go through every single frame, and that right there is why. They don't only build cells on the bottom, sometimes they'll build them on the top. Right, that's a queen cell. Typically in that location it's called a supersedure cell, but this queen is doing absolutely fine. I have no concerns about her whatsoever. I haven't seen her, but I've seen a lot of eggs. I wish I was ready to graft, because this would be a great opportunity to take some bees out of here, but not quite there yet. All right, I'm gonna take this one as my last one. These guys just got a pretty stinking big boost. So big boost for a little colony, and a decent knockback for a really big colony. So with these new ones, I'm gonna do what's called checkerboarding, which is just every other, right there in the center. And my hope is that this is going to encourage them to draw them out. Outside frame for food. And the second piece of this is we're going to give them a little bit more space. Wind is not doing nice things to my smoker. So, shake those bees off that are on there. I use queen excluder, so that's going to go on next. And then a super. All right, so queen excluder, super, and I do 9 frame spacing. So 9 frames, 10 frame box, and then space them out equally. That encourages the bees to draw them out a little bit wider. They're easy to cut off and harvest, and if anything, I think it actually gives you more honey per super. So super on, hive top on, and these guys are going to get looked at again in about 4 to 5 days to see if they're still trying to build cells. They probably will, but I'm just trying to buy myself some time until I make up some nukes to sell, which if they're going to do this, I might be making a couple earlier rather than later. So, but for now, equalization is what this is called, taken from the rich, given to the poor, and in turn it's going to help them both out. So that is how I try to avoid swarming.